This is absolutely crazy. Something crazy happened and Bitcoin will rally. I'm still confident. I'm going to talk about it in a second. But Jane Street has been sued for crypto insider trading that accelerated the Terraform collapse. Now, this might be completely foreign to you, but let me explain because it's super relevant. So Jane Street is basically a company that is registered as a trading firm in the United States. And they trade more than 10% of all equities in North America, which is insane. Their revenue is double than that of the world's largest hedge fund, which means they basically have a shit ton of money to do whatever they want. Now, they have been just sued to collapse Terraform or Luna. You might have remembered this. This is the token that lost $100 million plus in. This was an ecosystem that collapsed and basically kickstarted the 2022 bear market. And now they're being sued for alleged insider trading by the administrator, winding up the affairs of Terraform Labs, which is basically the owner of Luna. The firm whose $40 billion collapse in 2022 rolled the crypto markets. So now they're basically being sued with hardcore evidence that they've been responsible not only for the Terra collapse, that people lost life savings and whatnot, but also for the 2022 crypto winter with different manipulations that they've been doing. Now, this firm is actually it's not like they are, angels and now someone is just attacking them. They have been banned from multiple markets, including Indian stock market, because they were doing shady shit. So this is actually quite crazy. Now, this lawsuit, you obviously might be asking 𝗑𝗓 what this whole thing is about and why am I talking about it? Because this whole lawsuit happened yesterday. Guess what happened today? The market is up, but it's not only crypto, it's also the stock market. Massive, massive rebound. And for the first time for months and months and months, Jane Street gets sued. There is no 10 a.m. slam dunk on New York that we always seen. That the selling pressure that we talked about here on the channel as well, that it's impossible that perfect setups don't work. Well, the only way that happens is through manipulation. And now it seems like that for the first time after Jane Street getting exposed and being sued, this is done. So no wonder why there is actually a rebound in the market. And this is basically the first day, what we've seen yesterday, that we've seen without any, so to say, artificial seller. All this combined with everything we've been talking here on the channel and the fact that Bitcoin is the most oversold it's ever been. Nvidia earnings happening today, which expected to be a beat. We can talk about this a bit later. And most of the major stocks are down 15-20%, which I've been expecting to happen. And now it seemingly is happening. So we're setting up for a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful rally. And I do think Bitcoin is going to rally. The question is really, what is that one thing that I'm waiting for? And that's what we're going to talk about. Guys, if you don't know who I am, my name is 𝗑𝗓. I've been here since 2016. I run this channel as a trader. I literally just share with you what I do with my own money, and I do these 5 to 10 minute daily updates without wasting your time. So if that's something interesting, the reason why we're called a 100x club is because if you make 4% profit a month, which is absolutely easy, especially watching this channel and joining the community, which is free, link in the description, then over 10 years accumulated, that's 100x your net worth. You can ChatGPT that. But let's jump in here. So subscribe to the channel and join in the community. A lot of people actually say, sorry, I'm going to take 2 seconds on this. A lot of people say that they actually can't find the Telegram and they are being scammed out of whatever. Like, it's here. It's like literally on the top. Like, it's here. Join the community on the very top. We're gonna pin it in the description as well. Like, it's I don't know what you're not finding. I know a lot of people getting scammed in fake telegrams. Please join in the right one. Yeah, that's that. Let's go. So if you've been here in the channel and you've been watching the updates, you know that I've been very bullish. And basically, like perfect setups didn't work. So we had this 15-minute V-shaped recovery. I'm not gonna go in. You have to come back every day and watch the show. That's how we move forward together. Then we had the manipulation here. Then we were expecting the 50% pullback, which happened. Then we had a 1 hour V-shaped recovery, and after coming down here, we even have a freaking 1 hour higher high and then a slam dunk, which is, it just doesn't make any sense. This is why I was a little bit sad, because I told you, like, when perfect setups like these don't work, I mean, I don't know what to tell you. But now what you see is, especially if this conspiracy theory turns out to be true with Jane Street, that is a massive, massive, massive thing, because Bitcoin is down 30, 40%, what is it, 40, 50% from its highs. Stock markets are down, and that can be the end, at least for a little bit, of this selling pressure. Now, nothing will confirm this better than a 4-hour reversal. Now, very important, my thesis had not changed. I've been telling you since forever that there is a 15-minute market structure shift. I have longed it here. When we came back 50, I had this. I opened another long here. And now that we broke below, I said this level at 60,000 or 2.05 trillion on the total market cap has to hold. If it doesn't, we're going below 50,000. Apparently, news comes out now about this Jane Street. So what I'm looking for to confirm, and actually, I told you that I'm running this Bitcoin trade on Bitfunded. The reason why I did that, I actually have a full video. If you haven't seen it, go and check it out. The reason why I actually have opened this Bitfunded is a prop firm. You can get a $150,000 account or 5,000 or 10,000 to trade with. Because if I'm right, I'm going to have the same amount of loss, meaning $1,000. That's the cost of the account. Then my stop loss. But if I'm right and Bitcoin does go to 75,000, then I'm going to unlock a $150,000 account. And I do have this running here. Once we close above this level, 2.33 trillion on the total market cap, I am going to open another account and I'm going to open another trade on there with the same principle, stop loss being down here at 205 trillion or 60,000 on Bitcoin here, and the TP being up here at 78,000. Guess what? This is the same. Now we have an hourly market structure shift. So on Bitcoin, on the total we don't, but on Bitcoin there is 3 consecutive candles here. That means that we do have an hourly market structure shift, retrace to 50. So if the market is able to close above the 68,700 level on the 4-hour chart, it's game on. I don't know how long it will take, but it's game on in my opinion. And that means that if there is no market structure, if there is a market structure shift here, unfortunately, it's not going to work. I'm still going to keep my position. We'll consider, I will update you in the Telegram here, but ultimately, I'm planning on keeping my position. Hopefully, there is not going to be a 15-minute market structure shift. We see how the market moves. Maybe it's just going to be a retrace on the 50. But ultimately, if the market is able to close above the 68,700 or on the total market cap, close above the 2.31 trillion, that is the final confirmation that I need. So when I say Bitcoin rally, if, that is what I mean. If I see a close above the 2.33 trillion mark on the total market cap on the 4-hour chart, that is game on. And again, I'm going to open another account. I'm going to run what I have already, but this is once in a quarter opportunity. You don't really get these quite often. So I'm actually going to get the account now. We still have the promo running if you want it. And it's literally no one has this deal at Bitfunded, which means you can get it anywhere else. You have to sign up using our link in the description. If you have an account already with someone, you just still have to use our link. So sign up again. And if you buy one account, you get one smaller with 1-step challenge. That's the difference. People, say that there are 2-step challenges. That's not the best. Get a 1-step challenge. If you buy a $100,000 challenge, you get a $50,000. By the way, Bitfunded is not a sponsor of the channel. Like, we're not being paid by them to promote. We have an affiliate link, so if you purchase a link, you support the channel. But otherwise, it's an amazing, amazing deal. You can get a $150,000 account, get a $100,000 for free, get a $100,000 account, get a $50,000 for free. It's gonna be deposited within 24 hours, so it's worth checking out. Link in the description. But what I'm gonna do is that, again, I'm going to get another $150,000 account. I'm gonna get 100K as well and open trades on both of them. So you are allowed to open trades on both the 150 and the 100 if we see the confirmation. Now the deal is still on, not for long, but it is still on for now. So you can check it in the description. I'm going to get myself another account just to be ready. And if I see this close above here, I'm going to let you know. Now, one more very important thing about Bitfunded, because a lot of people say 𝗙𝗃, shilfest, and all that. First of all, it's not. But second, I actually talked to the Bitfunded team and it's like, I wanted to understand if we're doing good here. And they looked at the global statistics. They looked at the statistics of the biggest communities at Bitfunded, and they looked at our statistics. And they found that people who sign up using our link, meaning people in our community monitoring the Telegram, joining the show every day, are 30% higher possibility of passing. Meaning, out of 1,000 people with other communities, there is only, I don't want to say the number because I don't think it's public, but I'm just going to use this as an example, okay? 10% passes, with us, 40% passes, okay? So there is a 30% higher chance, 30% more people pass using our links than other communities. It's insane because Bitfunded is a massive company with a lot of thousands and thousands and thousands of people trading on it. And the fact that there's 30% higher probability for people to pass who use our links tells me that we're doing something right. So again, it's not only that we do have an amazing deal that you can't get anywhere else, but also I do think that this speaks for itself, which is amazing. We do have a webinar coming to you. I posted in the Telegram. It's also going to be in the description. It's free to attend. You can just join in if you want. Sign up, link in the description. It's going to be cool. I'm going to help you how to pass, but also very important that you have to monitor this 233. If I see that, I'm going to post it in the Telegram, and then we just rock and roll. I'm super bullish. I think this Jane Street thing is huge. People underestimate the power that happened here, and video earning is going to be if it is a miss, then it's GG, goodbye, 10% drop across the board. But if it isn't, and if it's beat, which is expected, then it's going to be fireworks everywhere. So guys, keep at it. Make sure that you check this video. This was the explanation on why I'm taking this trade on Bitfund, how I'm doing it, and why it makes sense. If you have any questions, comment below. Super excited. Again, don't go over leverage. We still have things to do. But the 4-hour high will confirm this, and if there is no rejection, well, it's Valhalla. So at least for a short term. Guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.